Hello there, the Uneducated Businessman here, talking about sales. In the last video I talked about how anybody can be a salesman, how we're all born salespeople and we just forget how to sell along the way. So if you haven't seen that video and you're scared of selling, it might be worth checking that one out. But today I want to go through a few skills that you need to sort of understand to become a negotiator. I've written them down, so I'm going to read them so I don't sort of miss anything out, because the old brain don't remember as much as it used to. And what I want you to do is take every day as an opportunity to sell something. Whatever situation you're in, try to practice your skills every day, even if it's just something little that you want to get, something little that you want to achieve within the workplace or home life or wherever. Just take an opportunity to try to negotiate. It's easier to maybe do it with your loved ones, at home. Set yourself a challenge of getting something you want. Maybe it's a meal you want for that evening. Maybe it's a film you want to see at the cinema, or a place you want to go. Just practice setting yourself a challenge that, I want this, and I'm going to talk my partner into doing it with me or giving it to me. Because the more you do it and the more you practice with anything, the better you get. And I'm a big believer in practice. Within my team at my gym, we're having a video call every day where we practice our sales techniques and our scripts, and we go over it and over it and over it. We talk about it, and we're always talking about how we can add value to people, and how we can give more, and how we can sell, and how we can overcome objections. And we're always role playing, so they know when somebody comes in, they know exactly how to present themselves, exactly how to present their offering, exactly how to create value, and exactly how to make sure the client is on the right project, and exactly how they can end up closing that sale. Sorry about that, my printer is going off for some reason. I don't know why that is. Hopefully it won't be a long one. And practice. But what I would say, there are many skills and there's methods that you're going to need to learn, and they will have to be, as I say, developed over time. But to give you a breakdown, what have I written here? Align your negotiating goals with your organization's goals. Any terms you agree on, you must support your organization's interests. It can't be your own. You can't be you can't be negotiating things off your own back that doesn't support your organization's interests. I hope that makes sense. Prepare. This is probably one of the best things you can do. I think there's a fail to prepare to fail. Is that what they say? That might be around planning, I'm not sure. But preparation, everything is in a preparation. If you're prepared, if you know what you're doing, if you've collected the data, if you've analysed it, if you've got as much information as possible before any negotiations start, you put yourself in a really good position. If you know exactly what you want, then, and you're prepared, and you know exactly not how the negotiation will go, because you'll never know that completely, but if you've got a really good idea of what the other person will need, and you're prepared, you can overcome any objection. Separate personal issues from negotiation issues. This is remain objective so you can produce the best possible outcome. So many times people get too personal with things, and it might go against what they were thinking or wanting, and there could be a real win-win situation in what's developing, but people get too bogged down in, I want this, and this is my personal belief, and maybe that doesn't sit right with me because that's against my personal issues, but it might be good for the customer. It might be what they need. It might be in line with their personal issues. So you've got to separate the two. Listen. This was always my biggest problem. I never listened. When I was growing up, I kind of was I think that kid that knew it all, or thought he knew it all, and never ever listened, was always wanting to do the talking, was always wanting to prove myself, and I did it verbally, but never took the time to listen. If you spend more time listening than talking, you'll learn more. And quite often when you're negotiating, your client is telling you what they want all the time, or they're telling you that you're not giving them what they need. But if you're not listening and you're not recognizing that, and you carry on down your path, you should be going over here to get that sale, and you're going over here, your path. You're wasting your time, and you can save so much time, and you can close so many more sales, and you can really negotiate so much more when you listen to people. And it's really weird as well. Since I started to listen to people, more people have said I'm a great communicator and I understand what they need, and I'm more kind of, I don't know, more on the ball than when I just had this massive sales pitch that I would just go into and bamboozle people with. Listening has worked wonders for me. Learning how to listen, that's a skill in itself. I might do a playlist on that because it's not easy. It really isn't, especially when you've got a lot to say. But listening will really put you in good stead. And we'll go through a lot of these as we move through the playlist. The next one is develop a reputation for reliability and trustworthiness. Now, if you're not reliable and you're not trustworthy, and if people don't like you as well, they're not going to buy from you. It's going to be really hard. If they don't trust you, they're never going to buy from you. They've really got to trust you. If you're not reliable, if you're letting people down, why should they buy from you? It's a competitive world out there. If someone else is being reliable, if someone else is being more attentive to the customer, and they're more liked because they're more trustworthy, you're going to lose the sale. You've got to be you can't force it. You can't be something you're not. And if you're not a reliable person, and if you're not trustworthy, and you're not likable, then you've got to look at yourself, and you've got to look at how can you change. Because sales isn't going to be something for you. You may make a living out of it, a dishonest living, by lying and cheating, but it will come back and bite you at some stage, and there's no need to be like that. The best paid jobs in the world are sales jobs in many cases, and if you can sell and you can learn this skill, you never ever have to be dishonest in your life, because you'll have such a wonderful skill. You'll always be able to earn a fantastic income. And lastly, recognize the value of relationships. So I've written down here, work to retain long-term relationships with co-workers, key suppliers and others, and communicate openly. Admit to and address mistakes and ask for feedback. We're all human. We all make mistakes. We all mess up. I mess up. You mess up. Everyone messes up. But what I never do is I never hide it. If I've made a mistake, I'll say, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. How do I put this right? What do I need to do? I'll admit it at the very, very earliest opportunity, because then it doesn't escalate. And then you're seen more as trustworthy as well. People will forgive you. If you do a good job generally and you mess up here and there, people will always forgive you, especially if you admit it early and you help to put it right. And that goes towards being reliable, that goes towards being trustworthy, and it also goes towards being likable as well. People like people like that. We don't always like perfect people. Perfect people can be really irritating, really annoying. Who wants to be perfect? No one's perfect. Never strive for perfection. Just be human, be yourself. If you mess up, you mess up. And if you can work on those skills, and you can question yourself every day to how are you developing these skills? Where are you along the way with these skills? And you can practice them all the time, be conscious of them as well. You can really help yourself develop as a good negotiator. So there's a little bit there on skills that you're going to need, and I'll be back with another video, and I'll continue this playlist because I got to admit it's one I enjoy. I like the selling. I like the chase. I miss it actually. I don't do a lot of selling anymore. I don't really work day to day in any of my businesses, and maybe I need to change that, because the more I talk about sales, the more I realise how much I miss it. I love the thrill of it. I love the backwards and forwardnesses of it, and that final feeling when you get to close the deal. It's exciting. It really is. And like I say, salespeople, successful salespeople, can be some of the highest paid people in the world. It's not a sleazy profession if it's done well. It's not a profession for anyone to look down on. It's a fantastic profession, and if you're in sales, you need to carry on watching the playlist, and you need to keep getting better. Even if you're not in sales, still watch, because you will negotiate along the line. You will negotiate a pay rise in whatever job you want to do. You want to negotiate a promotion in whatever job you want to do. If you want to progress and you want to go up the ladder, you're going to have to negotiate at some stage. Even if you've got a business that doesn't, most businesses do sell something, but if you've only got a business that, I don't know, maybe the customers just automatically come to you, maybe there'll be complaints along the line that you'll have to negotiate with. So we're negotiating all the time. There's always negotiations to be done. There's always sales to be done. And this is going to be very valuable to you. So keep watching. I hope that was useful. If always you like it, give a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give a thumbs down. But leave me a comment. Let me know either way. I love comments, either positive or negative, because I like feedback, and I like it good or bad, because it's always constructive. So hope that was useful. I'm the Uneducated Businessman. I'll see you in the next video. Over and out.